Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I've got for you this absolutely beautiful Seat Altea. Now as always, I'm going to do a quick walk around just so you can see the condition of the car, and then we're going to jump inside and I'm going to show you how the interior looks like and everything that this car comes with. So like I said, this is a Seat Altea SECR TDI. Comes with the registration number Papa Hotel Zulu 9027. It is a medium MPV, has a 1.6-liter diesel engine, and it puts out 103 brake horsepower. It was first registered on the 14th of April 2011, and it has a valid MOT until the 14th of August 2025. So it comes with pretty much 12 months MOT, and it has an annual road tax of only £35 for the whole year, which is fantastic. So obviously the less you pay in tax, the better. So this one has a very low yearly road tax. Insurance group, it's 13E, so it's quite low in the insurance bracket as well, which basically means it's not going to cost you a fortune to insure it. And in terms of fuel economy, this car is absolutely brilliant because it returns about 54 miles per gallon around town and 68 miles per gallon on a motorway run, with a combined fuel economy of about 62 miles per gallon, which is absolutely fantastic. Has a top speed of 114 miles per hour, and it has a 0 to 60 time of 12.2 seconds. So it's not the fastest thing out there, but then again, it's not a car built for speed. It's like I said, it's an MPV, it's a family cruiser, so it's not built for speed. It does have two previous owners, and the car has just been serviced as well, so there's nothing that you need to do to the car once you've bought it. Having a look inside, you do have electric windows, both front and rear. You've got a nice cubby here to put stuff like, I don't know, drinks, sandwiches, stuff like that. And then the seats are in really good condition as well, considering the age and the mileage of the car. There's no rips or tears or anything like that, as you can see. And the glove box is of a decent size as well. That's your MOT certificate, so the glove box is of a decent size as well. Which you can actually, in the glove box, you can turn the airbag on and off for the driver's side. You do have lumbar support for the passenger as well as for the driver, and then from this one you can adjust the backrest as well. And the seat does move up and down, so you can adjust it by height as well. And having a look in the back, there's absolutely loads of knee room and headroom for the rear passengers. Like I said, you do have rear electric windows as well. And again, the seats are in very good condition, again, considering the age and the mileage of the car. But yeah, it's been kept very well. You do have a 12-volt socket in the rear for the rear passengers if they want to charge their iPhones, tablets, stuff like that. And if you pull on this little tab, you actually get a armrest as well with a couple of cup holders for the two outer rear passengers. And that just folds up like that. Going over to the boot, it does have a few little scuffs here and there, and I'm just going to try and remember where they are. So let me just go around and I'll see if I can find them. The boot is it's a very, very generous size, actually, especially for the size of the car. I know it's classed as an MPV, but don't forget it's a medium MPV, so it's a little bit smaller than a normal MPV, but it's still, like you've seen, it's got plenty of leg room, plenty of headroom, and the boot is impressive as well, given the size of the car. It does come with a 12-volt socket in the back as well, so you can plug in like a little mini fridge if you're going on a trip, or you can plug your Hoover or something like that. Underneath this false floor, you've got some more storage, so you got plenty of storage in there. This folds down like that, and then underneath that you also get a spare tire with all the kit that you need to change the tire if you need to. Oh, and one thing I do like about this is that you can actually stop it at certain, so you see those grooves, so you can actually stop it at certain points. So basically, if you've got anything that you want to put in the boot, let's say you go out and you buy a watermelon, right, and you don't want it to roll everywhere in the boot, what you can do is you can lift this up just like that, and you can put your watermelon in there, and it's only gonna rock from side to side rather than moving around the whole area. So yeah, it's a very nicely laid out boot. Let's close this up. Just trying to think where. Oh yeah, has a little bit of a scratch here, which somebody decided to touch it up with a completely different shade of silver. But it's nothing major. It's just a little scratch. And once you've taken a couple of steps back, you can barely notice it anyway. But now, obviously, now because you know it's there, you'll always keep your eyes on it. But if you didn't know it was there, you probably wouldn't have noticed it. And there's another one just down there as well. So in these videos, that's why I'm pointing out every little dent and scratch and stuff like that, because I don't want people to be disappointed when they show up to view a car, which I think is fair, and I'm trying to be as honest as I can. I know that's strange coming from a car dealer, trying to be as honest as I can, but I genuinely try to be as honest as I can with the cars. That's why I'm trying to point out every little imperfection. Moving over to the rear side behind the driver, again, as you can see, the seats are in very good condition. Again, no tears or rips or anything like that anywhere to be seen. And oh, I do love the fact that you've got this little cubby here as well. So that acts basically like a cup holder. So although you do have cup holders in the back, if you do have 3 passengers, then one of the 2 outer ones can put their drinks in the side little pocket there. And getting over to the front of the car, well, to the driver's side, you do have controls for all 4 windows over here, and that's to lock the rear windows as well. And I'm just going to take the key out. Standard Seat key, well, standard Volkswagen key basically, because Seat and Volkswagen are one and the same. And Audi and Porsche and Skoda. Right. So, sorry, Skoda, not Skoda. So, key goes in the ignition. As you can see, all the lights come on as they should. Car starts straight away. There's no warning lights or anything like that anywhere on the dash. Let me just turn the music down because I don't want YouTube to strike my video. So, as you can see, you do have a nice chunky perforated steering wheel, which is really nice. It feels really nice. And you do get a multifunction steering wheel as well. So that's for your volume up and down. This is to change whatever is happening. Oh, no. Sorry, no, that was for the radio. I just kept changing the radio stations. Right, coming over to this side, so you've got your interior light. So this is for your dashboard light. This is for to adjust the headlights because they can do move up and down. And this is for your headlights to turn them off or on, or that's your low beams, and high beams is from here basically. If you pull on that, you see you got blue high beam little light. So moving over to the dashboard, so you've got over here on this side, you've got your fuel gauge, and you've got your water temperature, you've got your rev counter and your speedometer. As you can see, there are 3 lights on the dash at the moment, and that's the fact that the door is open, the fact that the handbrake is up, and the fact that I'm not wearing my seatbelt. So no warning lights or anything. In that little screen, you've got the time, which is definitely not right because it's not 7:56, it's about 4 o'clock-ish. And then you've got your temperature, and then the mileage down there. As you can see, it's covered 91,890 miles, which is not a high mileage as well for a diesel engine produced by Volkswagen. Sorry, Seat. Well, it is a Volkswagen engine anyway. So yeah, it's a very simple dashboard. It's a simple car. It's nothing too flashy, but then again, less to go wrong, which basically means that you've got less to spend on it. So, but it's still going to take you from A to B in comfort, like any other car would. One thing to notice is that the horn, the yeah, horn is not working. Well, it is working, but whoever owned the car previously um, decided to make it a little, I don't know, like a DIY thing. So, like I said, the horn is not working here. So they've actually added a little button on that side there, which when you press it, yeah, I don't know. I why? I mean, wouldn't it be easier to just sort this out rather than put it there? But anyway, so you've got the horn, but you just have to press that button there instead of pressing in the middle of it. Let's be honest, how often do you use your horn? It was an advisory at the last MOT. It wasn't a failure. It was an advisory because the horn is there, so it, it doesn't mean it has to be here like every other car. I mean, you can have the horn in the boot for all they care. As long as it's working, you press a button, it honks the horn. So, but yeah, you do have a horn, and it is situated on the right side, just under the lights control. Moving over to the center. Oh, there was one other thing actually before we go. It does come with cruise control, which is really nice. That would have been an extra feature that they would have paid for. So having cruise control, it's absolutely beautiful. You turn it on, set it to 70 miles an hour, and then you can drive comfortably at 70 miles an hour on the motorway without having to keep your foot on the accelerator. Moving over to the center console, this is something I find a little bit strange because usually the radio is situated above the climate control settings, but in this car it's the other way around. So the climate control settings are at the top here, and then you've got your radio down there. But starting from the radio, so at the top there, you've got your front window defrost. That's where you want the air to come out from. So up at the windscreen, straight in front of you and down at your feet. That's your recirculate, and then this one is for your rear window defrost. One thing that I do like is that it does have dual zone climate control, which is brilliant, because you can have a different temperature set for the driver than the one of the passenger. So for example, let's say the passenger wants 23 degrees, but the driver wants 19 degrees. So you can have that if you want. And this is where you select the fan speed. AC, that's where you turn it off completely. Auto, so you can select the temperature, so let's say 20 degrees, and you want the car to keep that temperature constantly. You can do that by pressing auto, and that basically means that the car will constantly keep that temperature. And then you've got this dual button here as well, which basically acts. So for example, right now you can see that they are individual to each other. So that's set to 23, that's to 18. So if you press dual, they both jump at the same temperature, and then when you move one, they both move in the same direction. So you can have the same temperature in the car instead of having it separate. So let's turn that off. Over here, so you've got your Climatronic display in here as well. It shows the different temperatures. And then you've got your radio, which works absolutely fine. And then you've got radio, media, traffic announcement, and then that's your menu here. Menu FM 1, menu FM. So yeah, you've got all those. Folder, and then seek track as well. Down here you've got two nice little grab handles. Don't know why they would have put them there, but they're there. You've got some storage in the front here, and you've got two cup holders. Your hazard lights. See, again, hazard lights all the way down here. Usually hazard lights are in between like the air vents, or they're at the top here, but no, they put them down there. Don't know why. 5-speed manual gearbox, and as always, I'm going to put my foot on the clutch and go through all the gears. It goes through all the gears absolutely fine. There's no issues at all. And moving over to the middle bit, so you've got a good old manual handbrake. Again, I prefer manual handbrakes over the electric ones because they're more reliable and they're cheaper to fix. So Why wouldn't I prefer that? Um, but you do have your mirror adjustments over here. You've got another 12-volt socket here, which is fantastic. So it's got three 12-volt sockets, this car, which is unbelievable. That's your start stop. So it does come with start stop. Basically, that's how it keeps the road tax so low. It's because it's got start stop. So when you stop at a traffic light, the engine will turn off to save fuel and to save the planet. And then once you put your foot on the clutch to put it into gear, by the time you've done that, the engine would have already started, so you're ready to go. If you want to turn that off, you can just press this button and it will turn it off. That's your traction control. That's for your tire pressure monitoring system, which again, it's great that it has that. So it tells you if one of your tires is getting low on air. And then you've got your lock and unlock button here for the doors. Armrest, nice and wide. And you've got a little lever on the side, just there. You pull on that, and then you've got a little bit of cubby in there, so you've got a bit of storage. But then if you put this back and you just pull it without pressing that little handle, it reveals some more storage. And then you've got your aux port in there as well, and that is probably just a place to put your phone in because it's quite deep. So yeah, at the top here you've got your rear view mirror and then your interior lights, which work absolutely fine, as you can see. You can turn that off, and you can turn these on individually. Oh no, sorry. There we go. Right. Sun visor with a vanity mirror and light up there, and I think that is pretty much it. I do love this dash. So you see this carbon fiber effect that it's got on here. That's pretty much everywhere around the cabin, as you can see. I do love that. It makes it very sporty. Although, let's be honest, it's not a sporty car, not by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a nice car. It's just a workhorse that will do its job every day relentlessly. So yeah, right. Let's take it back. I'm just gonna take it back to its place, and I think I'm gonna park it in between my Nissan X-Trail and my Citroen DS4, which the video should be up for that one as well. I've just done the video today as well for it. Right. And here we go. It's a very short drive, but at least you can see it moving. Let's see. Right, I'm just gonna park it right in there. The brakes are a bit squeaky. It's been sat for a few days. I just didn't have a chance to take photos and film this one because there were absolutely loads of other ones that were ahead of this, and I was quite busy with customers as well. So I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. It's good to be busy, but yeah, I just didn't have time to deal with this one. So the brakes are a little bit squeaky. But yeah, here we go. Like I said, you got no warning lights. The car drives absolutely beautiful. There's no issues with it whatsoever, and it's fairly cheap. It's very cheap for the mileage. I don't know exactly what the price is going to be because I have to like run a valuator and everything. But it's going to be definitely going to be priced below the market average, like I do with all my cars, because I don't have very high overheads, so I can afford to keep the prices of the car relatively low, to help customers out as well. Don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm losing on cars. If somebody tells you that, oh, I'm losing on this car, they're absolutely full of BS. Because if you'd be losing on every single car that you sold, then that's not a business. You're at the worst, you're running a charity. At best, at worst, you're gonna go broke. At best, you're running a charity. Because there's no point. There's no point in running. Like I said, I haven't got very massive overheads, but I've got very, very massive garage bills. So some cars require more work than others, and I have to spend a lot of money on fixing clutches, cam belts, stuff like that. And then I've got my rent here at my office to pay. Then I've got tax, I've got VAT, I've got everything. So obviously I'm pricing that in, but even when I price those in, I look on places like Auto Trader and I see people charging an arm and a leg for a car that shouldn't be that expensive. But then again, those are not my cars. That's not my business. However, people want to run their own business. It's their problem. Anyway, I've been rambling on for 20 minutes now. That's the car. If you're interested, don't hesitate to contact me. You can find me on 01684 355032, or you can visit our website at www.vindemautos.co.uk, or you can just email me at vindemautos@gmail.com. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you might have, or you can come over and book the car in for a test drive and take it out for a run. Thank you very much for your time, guys. I appreciate you sticking all the way to the end, and hopefully I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.